What is going on? Johnny Dollar here, and this is the Local Lick Show, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking and Basement Services in Silvis, Illinois. Get back on level ground. And welcome to the Local Lick Show. This is your home for all of the regional and local artists here in the area, Quad Cities, Erie area. And today we have a special guest for you and a special co-host. We have our very own Blonde Hugo. Hugo, what's up?
This is Mysterious Blond Hugo, and I'll tell you what's up. We got Dave Cuckler from Mount Carroll, Illinois. Just dropped a brand new album. He's here to play some songs for us.
All right, that sounds great. Dave, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
And you are fair to describe yourself as a singer-songwriter?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you hail from, I believe, Northwest Illinois, somewhere around there?
Yes, we're in Mount Carroll.
Oh, all right.
Hanging up there where Hugo hangs out.
Oh, well.
Same area.
Wow, there must be a lot of trouble up there then.
Could be.
Yep.
It's on at night.
All right.
We've been known to cross paths every now and then, and even do a little picking together every now and then at Charlie's too up there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, how long have you known
I've known
each
him
other?
his whole life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously? Wow.
Seriously.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, I believe you and my mom were in the same high school class, right?
We were, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
And I think we didn't really start spending too much time together until about 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot more once Charlie's too, this cool little bar and restaurant up in town, started doing open mic nights back in about 2013.
Right.
So Dave is a bit of a fixture down there, and I would go down there a lot just to play bass and hang out, and we cross paths occasionally.
Yeah, we had a good time up there.
All right.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, I'm excited to hear some music, so let's not delay it anymore. Let's get a little music out of you, Dave.
Cool.
All right.
I'm gonna, like we said, we just got a new album out. It's called I Like the Sunshine, and this is the title track from that album called I Like the Sunshine. Well, I saw 4 turtles and a duck today, just floating on a log, enjoying the day, singing little songs they floated along. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow that I'm doing today. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. They were singing that little song, they floated away. Now a turtle jumped up, but a frog hopped on, and don't you know, before too long, when that frog started singing that little song. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. We'll be doing the same thing tomorrow that we're doing today. I like the sunshine, oh, I like the rain. We'll be doing that same thing tomorrow that we're doing today. A snake, he slithered up on that log, said, don't you worry, you little frog, I'm only here to help you sing that little song. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow that I'm doing today. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. They were singing that little song, they floated away. Kept on thinking how great it would be to be a turtle, a frog, or a duck, baby. If I were, I'd be singing that little song. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow that I'm doing today. I like the sunshine, I like the rain. They were singing that little song, they floated away. They were singing that little song, we floated away.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, this is off of your new CD, correct?
It is, yes. That's the title cut, and on the album, my daughter and my granddaughters came up and did the background vocals on it. So,
Oh, wow, can't wait.
so when you do when you play the album on your station here, which I know you're going to,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
that cut has my daughter and two of my granddaughters.
Oh, that must sound amazing.
It's pretty good. I like it. I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, Dave, you got 2 albums out now. You got Sweet Baby and I Like the Sunshine. But you've been a musician for a while, but you told me earlier that song comes from a new media project of yours, right?
Yeah, that song I actually wrote for a friend of mine that's doing a children's book. And he's doing the storyline, his wife's doing the graphics, and I'm doing the music. And we're going to put it all together, put it out as a children's book.
Just out of curiosity, who's your friend?
Mick Parsons.
Mick Parsons. Okay, so he's a decent musician in his own right, right?
He is. He's a great poet. Yeah.
Cool.
So hopefully that'll work out. You know, it's something going on. So we'll see what happens. But that's where that came from, and originally that was the idea. So
And that, of course, is the title track, your brand new CD. You want to tell us about that?
it's the title track of the CD. There's 11 different songs on the CD. That one just jumps out at you, or did me anyway. And I'm so happy to have my daughter and my granddaughters participate doing it. So we did that. And there's quite a mix of genre across the album, from a little rock to a little, I don't know what you call that last one, kind of folkish. I don't know. So,
Yeah, yep.
my friend Marcus Morrell, you know him, he says that I'm the master of pop western. But I don't know what pop western is.
Pop
But
Western.
apparently that's my thing. So.
Whatever it is, it's better than pop country.
Yeah, definitely. I do like that Pop
Well,
Western.
I do have a western tilt to a lot of the songs that I do. Besides just they're sort of country, but more western than country. So.
So now that CD, you had some pretty remarkable timing on that CD. It wasn't due to come out until next week, and you just got the boxes yesterday, right?
Right. Yeah,
So where do people get hold of that CD?
well, right now I haven't got the download worked up, so you could do it that way. So it has to be, you have to do it in person or get a hold of me, and I can mail you one, or like that right now. Because get a hold of me on Facebook or whatever, and I'll get one to you.
And you got a new Facebook page just for your music,
I
right?
have a music page. Dave Cuckler Music is on Facebook, and check that out, because I've got tons of videos and things on there, and all kinds of stuff going on there too. A new studio up in Mount Carroll, Heart of the Creator, is where I recorded these 2 albums, and I've got a 3rd album coming out soon, and that one I also recorded there. So Mr. Will Mueller is an excellent technician and musician, so having a lot of fun with it here.
All right, Dave, you want to play us another song?
Sure. I'll do another one. Let's go in. Let's get in a little this little rock and roll vein. This song's called "Back to Macon." Well, I'm walking down the highway with my hat in my hand. I'm headed back south to the promised land, down to Macon, Georgia, where the peaches grow. I met a little gal about a month ago. Told me that she loved me, hell, run away. Well, I'm heading back to Georgia, thinking I'm gonna stay. They went high, get back to Macon, gonna look her up. Working 9 to 5 out at the coffee cup. Gonna sit down at the counter, order up some pie, and watch smile back in my winking eye. The 5 o'clock come, we're gonna get out of here. We'll trade a coffee cup for a couple of beers. They would quit, and time comes, she's walking out that door. Cousin is swearing, can't take it no more. She throws the bag in the window of her pickup truck. Says, honey, you drive, we're gonna light one up. back to make it.
Yeah, that's Dave Cuckler here on the Local Lick Show, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking. Beautiful stuff, David. It is really very good.
Thank you much.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, thank you. Also here with Blond Hugo. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you as well, Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, having a lot of fun here. So, Dave, whoa, rookie mistake there.
Having too much fun, apparently.
We're having too much fun here. Who can ever have too much fun? You said you just got the second album out. You're already working on a third, or it's pretty close to being third. Where are we on that third one there?
The third one is almost completed. We're doing the artwork now for the cover.
Wow, that's pretty fast.
Well, it seems like it, but
Yeah.
this,
But as a solo artist, I mean, does that make a difference? Does it make it faster? Does it make it slower? I mean,
well, yeah, it makes it faster. A lot of people don't come out with double albums a lot of times, but these are two separate albums. The second album is altogether different than this album that I just brought out. The second album is a lot quieter, a lot different kind of music than the first one, so they're altogether different. But this Corona thing has actually been good for me as a songwriter. I wasn't working, and I did an awful lot of writing. I just
I did want to ask you about that because, man, this has really just upended everything, especially for musicians. And you said you've gotten some stuff done from it.
I have. I spend a lot more time in the studio, recording and mixing and trying to make these songs as good as I can make them. And I've had a lot of time to write. I just kind of went berserk on the writing. My buddy Will, who does all the technical work for me and does a lot of the instruments, all the instruments on the recording, he's like, "You're a madman. How do you write like that? How do you write so quickly?"
Well,
How do you write so quickly? What's your songwriting process like?
I don't, I'll see something or hear something or whatever, it'll just click, and I'll go to my studio and sit down in my studio and just, I don't know, it just comes. I don't know how to, people say, well, I tell you, I would ask you to write a song about my girlfriend or whatever. I might be able to do that, I might not. But if I see your girlfriend not knowing who she is, and she walks a certain way, or she puts her hair a certain way or something, that's going to click, and I can write that song about your girlfriend. So that's, it's just more inspiration than anything.
How long have you been playing then?
I should be a lot better artist, musician. I've been playing a long time. A fella gave me a guitar when I was 5 years old and said, "Here, kid, go be Elvis." And that was in probably 1959 or 1960, somewhere in there, 58, I don't know. But I didn't actually do anything with it for many years. But I started really playing, I was probably 13, 14, certainly. And I'm 27 now.
Have you been writing songs all that time, too?
I actually was writing songs before I could ever play an instrument. The first song that I know, and I still have it, is a song that I wrote when I was 6 years old. So yeah, I've been writing for 60 years. Yeah.
What was that song about?
That song was about a dog that had died. It was a sad song.
Well, at first I was going to say that's a pretty good start. Your first song about a dog, and then you had to mention that second part there. So yeah, that's,
I know.
I mean, that sounds like...
It just came. I didn't plan on it. It just kind of happened.
I mean, that sounds like country music in the blood right there. First song's about a dead dog. That's the blues, man.
Yep. You got to start somewhere.
It was a long time ago, and then I, growing up, I sang in choirs and school and everything like that. Started performing publicly pretty young. I was 12, 13 when I started playing with bands, singing with bands. I was pretty young. Living out on the East Coast in Philadelphia and running up and down, doing a lot of singing. I didn't play anything at that time, I just sang. So.
Well, we're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll have more music, but I'll ask you about some of your travels. That's always fascinating because, people have great stories on the road, and some are better than the others, but I'm interested in hearing that. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Local Lick Show right here, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking and Basement Services. Get back on level ground with Todd's Mudjacking, 309-792-0252. Also here with me is... the
Mysterious Blond Hugo.
Yes, the Mysterious Blond Hugo is here with me, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. We're also going to be hearing from Pat Jones, who should be calling here any second now. So stay tuned for that right here on Vintage Radio 107.7 WQUD. By Todd's Mudjacking and Basement Services. Get back on level ground with Todd's Mudjacking, located in Silvis, Illinois. Give them a call at 309-792-0252. We are joined today by Dave Cuckler, singer-songwriter from Northwest Illinois. Dave, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
And we also have
The Mysterious Blond Hugo riding shotgun.
All right. Well, let's get back into it. You got it.
Well, Dave, you want to play us a tune? Or you want to tell us a story?
Oh, well, I did have that question about your tales from the road. You got any good tales from the road or experiences or anything you learned from the road?
It's pretty boring. No, I didn't do anything for many years, and I didn't, raise my kids, raise my family, stopped playing for the most part publicly, and here, about 10 or 12 years ago now, I retired, and I've been playing a lot of music since then, but mostly all locally. I've been down to Peoria a few times and around, but yeah, that's about, I'm not, all my stories from the road or when I was just a kid. I didn't have much involved with anything, but just go out and sing the songs that they wanted me to sing. That was about it.
What's the strangest thing you've ever had happen at a show?
We lost all the sound system, but they still wanted to go have the show. So we did the show as if we had sound, which was incredibly awful because we had no way of controlling. We didn't know what anybody was doing. You couldn't hear each other. It was terrible.
Yeah, that just sounds terrible. I was at a concert, the small one, and the power went out, and fortunately they had a good drummer, and he just did a 7-minute solo just to keep everything rolling. By the time they got the power back on, it's almost like nothing happened.
Yeah, well, we pretty much did a lot of that too, because we also had a fantastic piano player, and she was able to carry a lot of it, and everybody else was looking around like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
That happened with some people I knew in Frederick, Maryland not too long ago. I'm not going to say the name of the venue because they're actually decent people who put on some decent shows, but they've got this really irritating habit of cutting the power whenever a band goes over time or gets too loud, which when you have bands that are playing with tube amplifiers, you have the potential to do hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in damage, But back in the fall, the last time that, I think this was about 2 years ago, the last time the band Corrosion of Conformity came through, they cut the power during their encore of the song Albatross, which is like their biggest hit. So the drummer, Reed Mullen, R.I.P., just kept on playing his drums, and instead the entire audience just sang along. It's a pretty cool moment. But just a word to venues. If bands are going overtime or getting too loud, don't cut the power, because you don't want to deal with what might come out of the teapot after that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave, let's hear another one from you. What do you got?
This one's a little different. This is kind of a Spanish type of thing. Sort of. It's called Aged in Tequila. I'm sitting somewhere, my hat on a chair, in a bar down in old Mexico. I'm feeling so old. 2 more shots of tequila, till I start to feel it. 2 more shots and I'll go. I gotta get on back home. Well, there's a pretty senorita smiling at me. She says we'll have a good time, come on up and see, senor. When she walks to my table, sits down beside me, pours another drink of her own. She says you ain't going home. It was a time in my life when I wouldn't go, stay there and make her my own. But them days are gone. But that pretty senorita smiling at me, she said we'll have a good time, come on up and see, senor. She puts her hand in my hand, come on, let's dance. We do a few turns on the floor. said, see there, you ain't old. Well, she pulled me closer, head's on my shoulder, smell of her hair is so sweet. I'm getting weak. And that pretty senorita smiling at me. She said, we'll have a good time, come on up and see, senor. Now we're up a stairway, then down a walkway, room at the end of the hall. That's all I recall. And now that pretty senorita smiling at me. She says we had a good time, come on back and see her some more. Hey, senor, that pretty senorita smiling at me. She says we had a good time, come on back and see me some more. Hey, senor, hey, my head hurts. Where's my car? I love Mexico.
All right, love that. I think we should do the bell. What do you think?
It's time.
That's the bell of approval, the bell of appreciation. That is rarely given out to people.
All right, appreciate it.
Love it, yeah. All right, yeah, you're listening to the Local Lick Show, and you just heard from Dave Cuckler here, and so glad to have him in here. He's in here until for the next half hour or so, and we're here having fun. Blonde Hugo also here with me.
Rock and or roll.
Rock and or roll. And yeah, we're if you're just tuning in, Dave, you kind of said you're well, somebody described you as pop western.
Yeah.
Which is I kind of like the term.
Yeah.
It's better than pop country, right?
Better than pop country, but yeah, it sounds great. And you know, the influences growing up, whether you want to say it's direct or indirect, where do you find that?
Well, I've always appreciated good music. I was my first influence was from a black group called the Ink Spots.
Oh, yes, I am familiar with them.
You're
Yes.
familiar with them, right?
Yeah, yep.
And one of the original members, his name was Ike Consul. And I met Ike when I was 8 years old. He was 85 years old at the time.
Oh my.
This was during the days of segregation and stuff, and my folks had gone to a dinner dance thing, and the Ink Spots were there. They couldn't even eat in the club after the show was over because they were black, of course, so they couldn't even, you know. My mother ran across them sitting in a cloakroom eating bologna sandwiches, and she says, you come home with me and I'll make you breakfast and feed you.
No kidding, wow.
So they all came home, and I was sound asleep, and I don't know what time of night it was, but I woke up and I heard this angelic voice, and I didn't know what it was.
Oh wow, that is.
And I got up and I go up my living room, and here's these four guys just you know,
Yeah.
just singing like angels.
Yeah,
I decided right then that that's what I want to do.
Well, yeah, after hearing them, I mean, they're
that was my first influence.
yeah. The I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire is probably their, or to me, my most familiar song with them.
That's a great song. One of my mother's favorites. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good start of influence right there.
It was. Yeah.
And has that changed as you've gotten through the years? Have you changed your style, or has it just been pretty much the same? And you've
It's changed over the years. I did a lot more rock and roll kind of stuff because that was the thing to do at the time, you know, and that was popular, and you could get work, you could make a little money playing rock and roll. So I don't dislike rock and roll, but I like folk music more. Or
sure.
Folk music, I mean, you know, music that, like the song I just did, which I would consider a folk type of song, and I like that kind of music. Well, most of my songs tell a story. And I was playing up at Henry's in Mount Carroll here a while back, and it's John Briscoe. I don't know if you know John or not. He's a great guitar player from up that way. Plays with the People.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if he plays with the People. And John come up after I played a song or two, and he says, "Hey," he says, "I just noticed something." I said, "Really? What did I do wrong?"
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He says, "No, it's almost all your songs are a story. They all tell a story." He says, you need people to listen to your stuff. And I said, "Yeah, that's what, you know, a lot of stuff I write doesn't carry well in bars. So, you know, I need people to listen more, you know, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of the stuff I write is that kind of stuff. But I do like to write. I still like, you know, I still like the rock and roll stuff. We do that. I write, you know, like Back to Macon. I got another one here I'll do for you. I think you played this one with maybe Ford for Charlie. It's one I wrote a while back called Weekend Rider. It's about motorcycle riding.
Well, I'm listening to your songs, and you know, you're doing a very good job conveying the lyrics and telling a story. Because while I'm listening and, you know, monitoring everything, I'm also picturing in my head, you know, the story you're telling, and it takes a very talented artist to be able to do that. Not just to sing and play, but to you know, put those words into people's heads and make them envision what you're playing.
That's the best thing anybody can say to me. That's exactly what I strive to do. So if you're getting that feeling, I must be doing it right.
It's definitely working. And we're going to get another song out of Dave here. We're going to take a short break. In fact, we're going to hear from Joe Cephas right now. We're going to hear from his entertainment report and entertainment calendar and see what we got going on tonight. And, you know, if you want to check out some live music, Joe's here to tell you. So, Joe, take it away, please. This is the Local Lick Show right now with Dave Cuckler and the Mysterious
Blond Hugo.
Oh, sorry.
Mysterious Blond Hugo co-piloting over here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Good to have both of you here. The Local Lick Show brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking and Basement Services. And, of course, I am broadcasting live from the Rhythm City Casino Studios, where I'm still waiting for my slot machine or card table or something so I can, you know, put my money in and probably not win. But, you know, that's my luck.
Johnny, no offense, but you might have a problem. And if you do, you can always call 1-800-GAMBLER.
No,
there's people who are here for you.
My problem is I don't win. That's my only problem. That's the only problem. It's not the thousands I've spent so far, but that's another story. No, hey, we're here to hear some music, and Dave Cuckler is here from Northwest Illinois, singer-songwriter, and we were talking just off the air about music today, particularly pop music. You know, I mean, Dave, when you grew up, pop music then was certainly different than what it is now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, I would say, and but there are people, we were talking about, you know, there are people, you know, younger people that do appreciate what you play or some of the older stuff, and it's just I'm glad to see that you're out there putting that music out, because it's really important that people hear that. You know, you have quite a style. It's a mixture of a lot of things, but it all works, and you definitely tell quite a story with your music.
I try to. That's what I do with a lot of the songs that I write. I said it's almost everything tells a story. So.
Well,
and then if I do a song that somebody else wrote, which I'm going to do one here next, I think that somebody else wrote, but it's an original also. And this guy, you know him, I think. I think he's been in your studio and played before. So.
Oh, well, I can't wait. Yeah. Well, let's not wait any longer then.
It's a song by Mr. Jerry Wells.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that guy.
I thought you had. Just a little squeeze, girl, was all that I need. A little squeeze, girl, for me. At the end of a long, hard day, oh, honey, there you'll be. Waiting there with my little squeeze. Just a little squeeze, girl, well, it's all that I need. A little squeeze, girl, for me. At the end of the long, hard day, oh, honey, there you'll be. Waiting there with my little squeeze. I work hard all day at that money tree. See my tree has lost leaves. When I come home, oh, honey, there you'll be. Waiting there with my little squeeze. Just a little squeeze, girl, but it's all that I need. A little squeeze girl for me. At the end of the long hard day, oh honey, there you'll be. So waiting there with my little squeeze. So I wake each morning so joyfully. You got that coffee made for me. A little wink, a smile, and a guarantee. Hey, hurry home, and you get that little squeeze. Just a little squeeze, girl, well, that's all that I need. A little squeeze, girl, for me. At the end of the long hard day, oh honey, there you'll be. Waiting there with my little squeeze. At the end of the long hard day, oh honey, there you'll be. Waiting there with my little squeeze. Oh, come on, honey, give me a little squeeze.
All right, that's some good stuff right there.
Jerry Wells wrote that song.
Now, how did you get together with Jerry Wells in the first place?
Oh, man, we bumped into someplace. Somebody, they were playing somewhere. I'm going to say maybe up in Atlanta years ago. I think they were playing up there, he and Carvin, Boots and Bibs. And I don't know, we kind of clicked. We've been playing around a bit. And for a little bit there when she wasn't playing with him for work reasons or something. I can't remember why, but anyway, I played with him a couple times here and there. We just got to be good friends and hang out. That particular song, he's got a new CD coming out very soon here, and I think that song I recorded is going to be on his CD as well. Yeah, he had me come down to his studio and we recorded that song, and I think he's going to put it on his new CD.
So how's the music scene around Northern Illinois changed since you've been playing?
Oh, it's changed drastically. There's places to play now where, you hear the jokes or whatever about disco killing everything, and disco kills everything. There was no live music for many, many years, just virtually none of the bars, none of the clubs they would all hire, they'd all put in disco floors and had DJs and then the whole karaoke thing, which karaoke's fun, but it puts musicians out of work. So, that's kind of gone away now. Disco, of course, died, thank God. And karaoke's not as big as it was, and people are willing to hire artists again, finally. And people are coming in to see. People, young people are starting to get the idea, or know what live music is, and beginning to appreciate it again, which is great for me and great for everybody that plays.
So what do you think has been driving that boom in live music around here?
Just the availability of so many places to play. It lets so many different people go at the same time. And as an example, when I did a couple of years ago in Mount Carroll on the Valentine's Day, we had 5 places playing with live music in one night in a town of 1,500 people. So
wow.
That's more than cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's so I'm people are coming out, people are listening more. And I'm liking that. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna give you a little break here. We should be hearing from Pat Jones one more time, and then after that, we're gonna be hearing a few more from Dave Cuckler here on the Local Lick Show. Of course, as always, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking. Johnny Dollar here. Also with me today is
the Mysterious Blond Hugo over here in the cockpit.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna do a quick break. Give Dave some time to prepare for his next set. And like I said, Pat Jones out there at the Tyson's in Davenport with the premium steaks and seafood truck. So don't go away. More Dave Cuckler right here on the Local Lick Show. Brady Street. Well, let's get back to the show. And the show is the Local Lick Show, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking. Today we have in the studio Dave Cuckler. Dave, hello.
How we doing?
Doing well, and we also have the one, the only,
the Mysterious Blonde Hugo chaperoning Dave Cuckler.
yeah, he's been a little rowdy over here. Somebody needs to get a hold of him.
He's been pretty well behaved today. He might get a sucker once this thing's over.
Okay. Well, if this is well behaved, then I don't want to see not well behaved.
No, you don't.
Oh, this is scary. All right, Dave. Well, we've waited long enough. How about we get? Can we do a couple back-to-back ones?
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely. This song is called "Don't Let the Corona Get You Down." This song was picked up by NPR and was played all over the northern part of the country, in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Canada and the Dakotas and all up in there. So it was kind of cool. It was purely by accident, but it ended up being a pretty
cool. That's a pretty cool accident.
Yeah, actually. So, called "Don't Let the Corona Get You Down." Stay in, don't go. What you doing? Do it slow. Don't let that corona get you down. Right hook, make a nap. Yeah, you know that's where it's at. Don't let that corona get you down. Stay home and don't you go to work. Yeah, the doctor said it just might make it even worse. So stay in, don't go. What you doing? Do it slow. Don't let that corona get you down. Right line, you can even go online. Don't let that corona get you down. Make your bed, clean the house. Don't worry, fill your head. Don't let that corona get you down. Stay home, don't you go to work. Yeah, the doctor said it must make it even worse. So stay in, don't go. What you doing? Do it slow. Don't let that corona get you down. Stay in, don't go. What you doing? Do it slow. Don't let that corona get you down. Don't let that corona get you down.
Yeah, don't let that corona get you down. I mean, for everybody out there, especially Dave as a musician, I mean, this has got to be kind of a tough time.
It is a tough time for everybody. So many things have been canceled. Lots of people, I love to make a living at music, but I don't make my living that way completely. But a lot of people do, and it's really, really hurt.
Well, as a live musician, what is your thoughts on the future? I mean, how long do you think it's going to take before we get back to a normal setting for a musician with crowds and
Wow, I wish I could answer that. I really don't. I'm right now. If you watch the television news and all that, if you're paying attention to that, if you want to believe any of that, the cases are going up all over the country again, and that's a scary thing. So I don't think we're in for long haul before things really open back up. Maybe this time next year. I know that sounds horrible, but
yeah, right.
I don't know, man.
Well,
it's scary. I know personally, I'm not ready to go into a bar full of people and play music all night and stuff like that right now. I've got a couple places that I haunt that are. Charlie's is, a place I go to most of the time, and I love the place, but when it gets full of people right now, I get nervous, and I don't, so it bothers me. So everybody's not that way, obviously. So I don't know. But as far as a musician goes, I'm not ready to start playing out in crowds and stuff. I'll do home shows or private parties and things like that. Fewer. This afternoon I may play up at the car show a little bit with my buddy Will, but that'll be on the patio, and it'll be half a dozen people maybe at a time. I don't know, something like that.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, it'll get back to normal, I think.
It will. It will. I have faith that it will. I just don't know the timetable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why don't you give us a song so we can forget about the coronavirus?
Okay, let's do that. This song is written by a friend of mine named Charlie McShane. He's out of Chicago, Illinois. And this fellow, the song is written about, he's got a handful of trouble. Well, I'm in love with two women, but I don't count my mom. gray-haired mom. But at first it keeps me happy, that second one turned me on. Yeah, I'm in love with two women. Don't count my mom. I'm in love with two women. Don't tell my gray-haired mom. And at first the keys we had, but that second one, she turned me on. Now that first one's an angel. Oh, she's a real good cook. Oh, that first one's an angel. I love the way she cooked. Oh, that second one's a devil. Oh, I love the way she looked. Yeah, I'm in love with two women, and that don't count my mom. I'm in love with two women. Don't tell my gray-haired mom. Say that first one made me happy, that second one turned me on. I got one in my heart, the other woman on my mind. I got one in my heart, the other woman on my mind. Hey, Lordy, Lord, but forgive me, I can't leave either woman behind. Yeah, I'm in love with you, women. Don't matter which I choose. But I'm in love with two women. Don't matter which I choose. 'Cause they run off with each other, leaving me the two women blue. Oh, they run off with each other, leaving me the two women blue.
Oh, yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Dave Cuckler here on the Local Lick Show, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking and Basement Services. We are at the top of the hour, and Dave, do you want to stick around some more, or what do you want to do?
Let's do a little more if you want.
You want to do a little more? Okay, well, yeah, time is just flying by today, and guess what? It's time to take a short break this time, so we'll be back in about a couple minutes right here on the Local Lick Show. Johnny Dollar here, and
Mysterious Blond Hugo on the co-pilot position.
good to have you here. Good to see you again, too. It's been like forever, so we'll be right back here on the Local Lick Show, 107.7 Vintage Radio on the edge of your dial. You're tuned into the Local Lick Show. Johnny Dollar here, and the Mysterious Blonde Hugo also here. Hugo, how you doing?
All right, man. All right.
Good.
Good to be in here on a weekend. I'm usually just down here on Tuesdays instead.
Yeah. It's nice being out here when it's light out.
Apparently. I don't know. I like the dark myself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Creature of the night.
I kind of am, too. I appreciate the evening and the nighttime more than the daytime. I'm a night person. Hate those early mornings. But I was happy to wake up this morning because Dave Cuckler is in live here at the Local Lick Show, brought to you by Todd's Mudjacking. Dave, hello.
How we doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, and we've been enjoying your music so far.
Thank you.
And you got a great storyteller. You're a singer-songwriter from Northwest Illinois, and I understand that you and Hugo sometimes play alongside each other.
We do, yeah.
Okay, so is that just like a jam session, or what's that all about?
Oh, they have a pretty great open mic at Charlie's too in Malcaro. They've done for a number of years. So.
Yeah, big shout out to Robert and Stacy Klein for keeping the open mics going. I mean, obviously it's not going right now, but they got to pay their money to the publishing mafia people, but they're good enough to allow people to come in on their stage at their expense every Sunday night for years now. it's created its own kind of cool little musical bubble in a way. You know, you'll have people who come as far away as like Pawpaw or up near DeKalb or, you know, even Iowa, Galena sometimes, just to play music down there on the Charlie stage.
People that accidentally stumble on us, they can't believe there's a show like that going on because it's pretty unique. I mean, there's a lot of open mics around, but not a lot like this particular one. So it's a pretty cool thing. And we all show up on Sunday night, and lots of times he's usually late when he gets there.
What?
You know, we're about to done.
Hold on. Hugo's
we're about
late?
done, and then Hugo shows up.
No.
Says, hey.
No, you must got the wrong person.
Oh, hey, it's an open mic. It's not like
Yeah, right.
it's not like there's a deadline to get down there or anything.
Anyway, he'll grab me and say, "Hey, you need some help tonight?" I tell him I always need help. So yeah, we played quite a little together.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great bass player.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We've got a very talented group here, and Hugo definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dave.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well,
Just one real quick shout out, though, to Charlie's one more time.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
they're not doing the open mics for a good while, but they are open again, serving inside and serving to go. So if you're trying to get some of the best pizza and hamburgers and other food in Carroll County or anywhere in Northwest Illinois, they're at 123 Market Street in Mount Carroll, open 7 days a week. Worth the drive, worth the food, can't beat the prices. Solid place. Charlie's, too. Check them out on Facebook.
oh, that sounds good. Don't talk to me about food right now because I haven't eaten in a while, and well, you'll probably hear my stomach grumbling here in a little bit. But
Follow us up to Mount Carroll and get one of the best pizzas you'll ever eat.
pizza.
These are amazing.
All right. Well, hey, enough about food. Dave, play me something so I can forget about some music or forget about food.
The song I wrote, this is one of those pop western songs that I wrote. This called "I Ain't Had My Fill." It's a ballad of Ray Rose. I don't. Some people around this area would know Ray Rose. And
The Man in Black.
a lot of people listening today know the gentleman. I don't know if you know him or not, but he's passed now. But he was a very good friend of mine. Anyway, this is called "The Ballad of Ray Rose." Well, I'm too old to cut the mustard, too young to meet my fate. Till I'm stuck right here on earth between hell and heaven's gate. And I don't know what it's like to die. No, I never will. And I've told the Lord and the devil too that I ain't had my fill. They'll just let me be tonight while I get drunk with all my friends. Laugh and joke, cry and smoke, and we play them songs again. And I don't know what it's like to die. No, I never will. And I've told the Lord and the devil too that I ain't had my fill. There's something about this honky tonk with a smile upon my face. Well, it must be the way that we relate to all that human race. Well, I love you and you love me. Please shoot those in time, and you'll find me here tomorrow night doing it one more time. They'll just let me be tonight while I get drunk with all my friends. Laugh and joke, cry and smoke, and you'll play them songs again. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to die. No, I never will. But I've told the Lord and the devil too that I ain't had my fill. I've told the Lord and the devil too I ain't had my fill. Had my fill.
Oh, yeah, that is good stuff right there. And for people that are just tuning in, we have Dave Cuckler in, and he has just put out his second album. And tell us once again a little about that second album.
It's called "I Like the Sunshine." It's covered a lot of different genres. The songs I've recently written, a lot of them. Some one or two of them have been quite a while ago. There's one particular song called "Back to Macon." It's kind of a rocker song. First came up with that song a couple years ago. We introduced it at the old living room down in Clinton, Iowa, and people liked it there. And I've been working on it for a while, and finally finished it up. So that's on the album. I like that song real well. That plays real well, and crowd people like it. It's a good song. lots of other good songs. The title track, my daughter and granddaughters are singing backup vocals on, which I'm very happy to have them do that. My daughter's a fine singer. It's hard to get her on stage. She's busy raising my granddaughters and whatnot. She plays guitar and sings. She's quite good too. And my granddaughters are good singers. So I'm very proud to have them come and do that with me. So, so that worked out good. And I decided to make that the title. And we're all over the place here with this album. It's got some rock and roll and some blues and some country and some just silly story songs. The last song I'll do for you when we're ready to wrap things up is called Google Heaven. And I wrote that not long ago. And then anyone that's ever had trouble with a phone or with Google will be able to appreciate that song.
I'm looking forward to that.
So you mentioned Ray Rose, you mentioned Jerry Wells. Are there any other area musicians you'd like to give a shout out to that you think people need to hear?
I think they need to hear them. Yeah, lots of people. Everyone needs to be heard. And, my buddy Will Mueller, and he's playing today in Mount Carroll. He's starting to get out there and play a lot more. He's doing up at the ice cream shop at Tina's for the car show this afternoon. He's a phenomenal singer, musician, songwriter himself, and he's got a couple CDs coming out too that he's been working on for a long time. He's real good, and there's just tons of people. I mean, you get online or start looking around. Go see everyone. I mean, anybody. There's all kinds of people out there playing.
Anybody specific you want to mention?
Maybe Scott Guthrie and Pearl. Medicinal Purposes. You guys know them? Yeah.
Up in Galena, right?
Yeah, they're from Galena. They're great. They were down at Henry's here a couple weeks ago. I went down, sat in, played a couple songs with Scott. They're out and around quite a bit. And they do a lot of stuff, and they're excellent. She's a great writer. So is he. So. I don't know, a lot of the people that I hang with are writers themselves, so we kind of, beat up on each other a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And where can people get your latest album?
I'm kind of a little bit slow out of the gate with this. I haven't got a way to market a download on it yet. We're working on that. Hopefully have that ready soon. But right now, you just have to contact me, or either come and see me live or get a hold of me. I actually had a woman walk up to my front door this morning and knock on the door. Can I buy your CD? And I said, yeah, absolutely.
Wouldn't that be nice if everybody would just do that? Just come on up and.
If we could just put that out, if all of you would just walk up to my porch, knock on the door, we can do it that way.
Well, you do have a Facebook page for your music. It's just called Dave Cuckler, right?
It's called Dave Cuckler.
Cuckler, for those of you who are curious. And pretty soon, maybe in the next week or two, you will be putting that up on Bandcamp.com as well, right?
I will. That's where I think we're going to do the availability for the download. It'll be on Bandcamp, I think.
Which, if you don't mind me taking a real quick aside, I'd like to hype a website called Bandcamp.com that a lot of you may or may not know about. If you haven't heard of it, Bandcamp is basically the most convenient and user-friendly site for anyone trying to find new music and anyone trying to make their new music heard. That's just Bandcamp.com, like the American Pie movie is where the joke comes from, right? Yeah, just think about that. If you're looking for music, just band. Yeah, I'm not either, but Bandcamp. If you're a musician trying to get your music heard, you can put all your music up there at no cost to you whatsoever. The deal is, if you're putting your music up for paid download, Bandcamp will take like a small 5-10% cut of whatever you put up for people to download. But you can have links for people to buy your CDs, to buy your T-shirts, patches, any merchandise you're trying to sell. Or you can put your music up on a pay-as-you-go basis. People can download it for free, or they can choose their own prices to pay for your music. And if you are just someone looking to find new music to listen to, you can find thousands of bands and artists with their music up for free download online, for paid download, and across the board, universally free to listen to. Cool website, no commercials, no hassles. Nothing. And the best part is, the past few months, the first Friday of every month, Bandcamp has been waiving their cut of the money they make from downloads and merchandise sales so that musicians who have lost money during the COVID pandemic can get that much more money in their pocket. So they're not just there to rip people off, they're there to help musicians and also help people who are just looking for more music to listen to. So Bandcamp.com, can't hype it enough. If you're trying to get music heard or just hear music, check it out.
Yeah. I use Bandcamp here at the station to find some new artists or artists. A lot of the artists that we play, Some of them aren't together anymore, so it's a great way to find out anybody you've missed. I've actually bought an album off of Bandcamp from one of our bands that we've had in here, and as Hugo said, Dave, you'll be on there soon too.
Yes, that's where we're going. I'm a little, I'm often slow out of the gates. People that know me, but I just heard about Bandcamp not long ago, and we've just been getting into it, and that's probably where we're going to go to market the music, because that's as he said, it's quite reasonable to the point of being free even at different times. So that's a big thing as a songwriter, as a musician. Getting your music out there can be very, very costly. My first CD, I went down a whole different road and spent a whole lot more money on it. And I've had my eyes open since then. Yeah, it's a great place for people to go, and that's where we're going to go. But right now, you go to Dave Cuckler Music, shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever, I get to you. I'll mail it to you, or however you want it. I've had requests from around the country, such yesterday already, some which is cool.
Or just walk up to your door.
Yeah, or just come up to the porch. The dogs will bark, but don't worry about it.
Well, we'll definitely have a link to all of that on our Facebook page, and then when you do get your Bandcamp up and running, just let us know, and then we can post that so everybody can find you. And if you're just tuning in, you want to hear some Dave Cuckler, well, we got him right here for you live in the extra performance parlor here at the Rhythm City Casino Studios, local lick show brought to you by Taj Mudjacking. And Dave, why don't we hear another one from you?
All right, do that. Out on board a southbound freight train, gonna ride my blues away. Well, I don't mind the traveling, having to do it all day. When they push and pull me every day, I can't take no more. Then I hop up on that freight and then I ride the rails and more. Someday they'll find my body inside an old boxcar with an empty jug of whiskey and a nickel in my jar. Throw me from the nearest bridge and let the sun bleach out my bones, and take that lonely nickel on my love back home. Southbound train where it's nice and warm. Hey, those northern routes are a young man's game, which I clearly ain't no more. And that southern sun that's comforting when you're old and gray. And if I stop my traveling, hell, this is where I'll stay. Someday they'll find my body inside an old boxcar with an empty jug of whiskey and a nickel in my jar. Throw me from the nearest bridge and let the sun bleach out my phone, and take that lonely nickel on my love back home. Got on board the southbound freight train, gonna ride my blues away. Well, I don't mind the traveling, and I've been doing it all my days. When they push and pull me every day, I can't take no more. Till I hop up on that freight and then I ride these rails and more. Someday they'll find my body inside an old boxcar with an empty jug of whiskey and a nickel in my jar. Throw me from the nearest bridge and let the sun bleach out my bones, and take that lonely nickel on my love back home. He'll take my only nickel on my love back home.
Oh, Excellent, excellent. Let's get that bell again one more time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, we appreciate you coming in here. That is some good stuff right there. Hey, that's Dave Cuckler right here on the Local Lick Show. We're going to take a minute break, and then when we come back, I think we can get one more out of you. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so you're listening to the Local Lick Show on Vintage Radio. Johnny Dollar here with the Mysterious Blonde Hugo. And just like that, we are back to the Local Lick Show. And we're going to hear one more from Dave Cuckler. He's a singer-songwriter from Northwest Illinois. And he was talking about this song a little earlier. What was it called again?
It's called Google Heaven.
Google Heaven. I love your titles, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. And this song, as I was telling Johnny, if you've ever had trouble with a telephone or a computer, you can relate to this song, believe me. Well, I went down to the telephone store where I heard the fella a couple times before. He could always fix what was I had. Well, I told him about my brother Jake and a picture we took with a big old snake, and I can't find that picture anywhere. It's gone to heaven, Google Heaven. We only know it ain't where it's supposed to be. Gone to heaven, Google Heaven, and I don't think they can get it back to me. Well, I took my phone, said have a seat, and there's coffee there and popcorn to eat. Take your phone into the back to fix. In about an hour, he's shaking his head, and his face is just a little bit red, 'cause he can't find that picture anywhere. It's gone to heaven, Google Heaven. Now we only know it ain't where it's supposed to be. Gone to heaven, Google Heaven, and I don't think they can get it back to me. Found some pictures of somebody's wedding day and a fishing trip about the middle of May, and a big old pickup truck that's painted red. Yeah, we found all kinds of stuff, and even some that made us blush. But where was your brother? Oh, that snake. They've gone to heaven, Google Heaven. Well, we only know it ain't where it's supposed to be. Gone to heaven, Google Heaven, and I don't think they can get it back to me. Well, I give my phone a start to leave when I felt a jerk upon my sleeve. I turned around and there was my brother Jake. He says there's been a big mistake, and he's the one that shot the snake, and he said Facebook went and lost his file. It's gone to heaven, Facebook Heaven. Well, they only know it ain't where it's supposed to be. Gone to heaven, Facebook Heaven, and I don't think they can get it back to me. But if Google ain't enough to make you blue, and Facebook they got a heaven too, neither one has given up a thing. Well, that's the story. Here's my advice: keep them memories alive. Go and get yourself a Polaroid. Gone to heaven, Google Heaven. Well, we only know it ain't where it's supposed to be. It's gone to heaven, Google Heaven, and I don't think they can get it back to me. I don't think they can get it back to me. Google Heaven.
All right, there we go. Beautiful stuff right there. That's a great song. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yeah, well, hey, thank you. Thank you for coming in today. Finally had you on. And Dave Cuckler, just check out our Facebook page. We'll have links to his Facebook page, and his second album just came out, so check that out. And getting that third one ready already.
Third one is ready. We're gonna before too long. The third one will be out, hopefully. So.
All right. All right. And
check it out. Check me out. Go on Facebook. Check me out on book private parties or whatever if you need.
Yeah, definitely helps. That's what we're here for, is to help support our local artists, and whatever we can do, we certainly want to make sure that everybody gets back in the game, because it might take a while, but like you said, that's a great idea. Private parties, small groups, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
That's right. And support live music. Go see it. Hire people and go see them. Do whatever you can.
All right.
But do it safely and responsibly, obviously, because we all want to get to safe and responsible live music sooner rather than later.
Exactly. Well said. All right. Well, that's it for the live part of the show. We'll come back here after the break, and we'll do the usual local lick show. We've got all kinds of music here from our regional scene. And Hugo, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I'll catch up with some of you this Tuesday night on Freewheelin'. Live or pre-recorded every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. with maybe the most diverse mix of music you're going to hear here on Vintage Radio. Rock and roll, heavy stuff, psychedelic stuff, and folky stuff like Dave, country music, whatever. You got local music you want played, you got international stuff. Check it out on Freewheelin'.
Yeah, the Vintage Radio is the only place on the radio here in the Quad Cities to hear such a diverse group of music, and we've got it all. I mean, almost literally everything you can ever think of. It's just like the weather. Wait 15 minutes and it'll change. So if you don't like it now, just wait a few minutes. But or
if you really don't like it, give us a call and we'll play something that you will like.
See if some other station will do that. No, they won't.
Because they've only got 106.5 songs that the computer tells them they can play.
All right. Well, thanks you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. And when we come back after this break, more music. But right now, though, we're going to hear from Joe Cephas again, and find out about some of this live music going on today. And Joe, what is going on?